I'm going to be sharing with you in this video how to make the wise and counterintuitive move that actually most people don't make in their life, because most people follow the masses, most people follow their societal conditioning, and they don't break that conditioning. They don't challenge their comfort zone. They don't challenge their patterns. And I'm not saying you have to do this always, but if you create a life for yourself that's grounded in societal conditioning and patterns and a momentum that has already been created for millennia and lifetimes and centuries, you're not going to live a fun life. Let's just say it like that. I'm going to be sharing with you in this video how to do the opposite of that, how to step into your power and make those counterintuitive wise moves that most people don't make in their life. So if you're new to this channel, what I want you to do is I want you to hit that subscribe button. I want you to hit that notification bell because I do post a new video every single day. Also, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. I do have extremely limited spots available for coaching right now. So if you do want to be part of my coaching program and have an opportunity to work with me personally, be sure to apply as soon as possible. Now, what I want to share with you in this video is that you have to start to notice in your experience when it's time to do the opposite of whatever you've been doing for a long time. Like for me, I can actually feel in my spirit and my energy and my consciousness, even in my physical body, when it's time to do the opposite of what I've been doing, that if I keep doing that same thing, it's just going to create the same experience. So for example, I used to have really, really bad health issues with my skin. I still have lingering aspects of it come up occasionally, but it's not really part of my identity anymore. It's something that I identify as like, oh, I'm this person that has this issue. Like sometimes I'll have lingering aspects coming up, but I pretty much totally overcome this issue for the most part. And the way that I was able to do that was by actually not forcing anything, but allowing myself to take inspired action in a direction that actually I believed was going to get me a certain result, which was pretty much 100% of the time the opposite of what I was already doing. So for example, if I had an intense anxiety or flare up with my skin or something that was wrong, that was coming up or whatever, something that I thought was wrong, I just assumed that I was healthy and I would go outside for a walk anyways. I'd go do what I really wanted to do anyways. I'd go record a video, I'd go work on my business. And the more that I did that every single day consistently, my life started to change. My skin got insanely better. My health got insanely better. Everything in my life started to align in a way that I was never able to align before when I was stuck in my comfort zone. And I really do believe that it's so important for us to actually train ourselves to do those counterintuitive moves. So usually what I would do is anytime I would try to fix myself or change myself because of something wrong, I just chose to embody through action who would I already be if I was already healthy. And I didn't even realize that I was doing it at the time. It all sort of happened naturally. When I look back at what was happening, it's like, holy crap, I literally manifested a reality of health into my experience. I even started telling myself things like, my digestion is perfect. Because I had really bad digestion issues. That was part of the skin issues. Couldn't digest anything. Anything that I ate would cause issues for me. I would react to things. Now, those same foods that used to cause issues for me, that used to cause problems for me, now actually help my health and increase my health. And if there's anything that kind of happens that's a little bit uncomfortable or different, my body actually adjusts and changes as needed to the foods that I put into my body and the environments that I put myself into. And that's absolutely an insane thing that I really wish for everybody to experience, is like to have that trust within yourself regardless of the circumstances or where you're headed next. This is what I call non-circumstantial confidence. It's confidence that you carry within your being regardless of the circumstances. It's confidence that you carry within yourself regardless of that next move that you're making. Because you can have circumstantial confidence, or maybe you build a skill set, maybe you get really good at something, and then in that particular area you're confident. But if you go do something new, you're not confident, and that's normal. If we're doing something different and new, it's completely normal to feel a little bit awkward or not right or new. But what I'm saying is that you can actually develop a confidence where you trust yourself to go do new things, and you can become a person and quote unquote have a skill set, quote unquote, where you actually trust yourself to go do new things and surrender into that and learn skill sets. So I think this is a powerful paradigm shift, because you can become a person that actually is really good at learning new skills versus just getting really good at one skill and identifying with that skill and saying, oh, that's why I'm really good at that, but everything else I'm bad at. And, of course, there's strengths that we can focus on and weaknesses that we can be aware of. But what I'm saying is that overall, if you can become the kind of person that challenges your old beliefs on a consistent basis, where you're never attached to one paradigm of reality, you're not attached to the circumstances. And even if you do at times, you're aware of that you're doing that, and you know it's not going to last forever, and you just have to move through the experience. That is something that, in my opinion, is invaluable. How much money would you pay for that, to have that? I would pay thousands of dollars, and I've paid thousands of, like tens of thousands of dollars to work with people that only I realized what they were teaching me years later, when I actually realized what they were saying. And the moment I couldn't even see it, because I just wasn't that conscious, wasn't aware enough. And what I really, really believe is that if we can start to embody this, to be aware that actually we can be who we really want to be and not limit ourselves to our past, your life is just going to be epic. It's going to be so different. And you're going to, people are never going to understand why things just work out for you, even through your challenges. You might have challenges, you might have trials, you might have tribulations. In fact, you will have challenges, you will have problems, and you will have tribulations happen. You will have things going wrong, except you're not going to be attached to those anymore, and you're going to know how to navigate that in a way that most people don't. Knowing how to navigate a certain space of challenge and adversity and stay committed towards what you want to create anyways, not allow that to affect you, is an epic skill that, to me personally, is invaluable. I would pay all the money I have in my bank account to have that skill, because that skill is going to make me 50x my money. It's going to increase my health 50x. It's going to, I just keep doubling down on that non-circumstantial confidence in my life personally, because that's something you're going to have with you forever. Money comes and goes, okay? Relationships, they come and go. Even if you're in a committed relationship, that person can leave at any time. Relationships come and go. Things come and go. Material items come and go. What doesn't come and go is your groundedness in who you really are, and that groundedness in your being that you take with you with whatever you do, regardless of your financial circumstance, regardless of what you're doing, regardless of the relationship that you're in. You need to be rooted in that, and you have to make a commitment to yourself that you're not going to lose yourself in what you create. That's so critical. Anytime that I've ever lost myself in what I created, I stopped making those counterintuitive moves. I stopped making those wise moves based on wisdom and experience. Everything fell apart. And I thought that the universe and the outside world was to blame. When things fall apart, you'd be surprised how much responsibility you can take in terms of where you went wrong in your energy, in terms of why that thing blew up or fell apart. Because this is how most people live their reality. They have a desire. They have a goal. They manifest that goal, they manifest that reality. They actually get it. They actually believe they can get it, and they get it. And when they get the actual desire, whether it's a relationship, whether it's money, whatever it is, when they actually get it, you know what they do? They can't even experience it fully. They can't even be there fully with it. They're afraid of losing it. I was like, oh my gosh, I finally manifested what I want. And here, think about it. Think about how crazy this is. Here you are, right there in front of you, and that desire is literally in front of you. It's literally in front of you. The desire is right there. And you can't even take it in fully, because all you're thinking about is, oh, what if I lose it? What are people thinking of me? What if it all blows apart? And that mentality turns into a self-fulfilling prophecy, where actually you manifest exactly what you're afraid of. And it's so shocking, and it's such a shame to have gone through this, because it's like, looking back, it's like, holy crap. There's been times where I manifested everything that I wanted. Like, I remember when I manifested my first 20K a month in my business. There was a time where I manifested everything that I wanted financially and in every area of my life pretty much. And what happened was that, honestly, I couldn't take it in fully. And that just shows me, like, you know what? The external world is never going to fulfill you. And that might sound so cliche, but it's just the truth, because like, you have to learn to ground yourself outside of the material things. And the material things that you need or want will come to you, except you're not going to need them anymore. And that's so critical, because what's happening is that most people don't give themselves permission to go through that process and realize that for themselves. You're allowed to want what you want. You're allowed to create what you want to create. Go create it, but just do it fully. Don't be afraid of blowing it up. Don't be afraid of losing it. And I might sound like I'm mixing topics here. I don't know why I am, but it's all totally interconnected, because actually making that wise, counterintuitive move and doing the opposite of what your societal conditioning is telling you to do, moving against that fear, moving against, so to speak, those fears and limitations in terms of who you think you are, all of that is actually so critical. And that is what you need to actually create what you want. That's what you need. And that's what you need to fully receive what you actually want. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, I really don't think people understand what I'm saying when I tell them, like, can you actually receive the actuality of what you're asking for? Like, if you want a committed relationship, for example, like a romantic relationship, are you aware of how much love you have to give in that kind of a relationship? Are you aware of how much love you're going to receive in that kind of a relationship? Are you ready for that? Do you actually want that? Like, do you really want that? Or are you just telling yourself you want that? But if you had it, really you'd just be scared of blowing it up and you'd lose it. Like I always say, 90% of lottery winners lose all their money in the first year because they are in poverty consciousness. They don't know how to actually maintain a level of consciousness where they can sustain that level of abundance in their life because they're too afraid of losing it, and then they lose it. Think about how ironic that is. When you're really afraid of losing something and you can't take it in fully, you become a self-fulfilling prophecy where you lose it because of your fear. I say this many times, but I think people don't get it. I'm going to say it one more time. When you're really scared of losing something and you get it stuck in your head, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy where you actually lose it most of the times. Not always, but eventually, if you're in that poverty consciousness, it's going to catch up to you no matter what. There's no exceptions to this because reality is always a reflection of your state of consciousness in my experience. And if you're not in that abundant state of consciousness, if you're not unconditionally aware of what's happening, if you're in that poverty consciousness, what's going to start to happen is that you're actually going to lose what it is that you've asked for, that you've gotten, and you'll blow it up. I've done this before. I've created successful businesses that I completely blew up. I blew up the business because I couldn't actually sustain what I was creating. And that was such a powerful lesson for me because, first of all, did that really affect me? Of course it did. But I believe that when we have things that we lose because our ego blows it up, I've trained myself to program myself to be like, you know what? I've created it again. I'm going to create it again. So I've created it once. I'm going to create it again, you know? And that's that non-circumstantial confidence. Like if you were to lose your business right now, if you were to lose all your money right now, if you were to lose all your relationships right now, which could happen, you could lose everything. You could lose it all. You know, I've manifested everything and I've lost it all. I've been there. I have created everything that I wanted and I blew it all up and I lost it all. Not just me being honest. And I really think that we need to be aware that that can happen. And that's why you need to ground yourself in what I call that non-circumstantial confidence, where you trust yourself to be a creator of your reality, regardless of if that business blows up, because it could blow up. You know, I've created successful businesses and they completely blew up and I lost it all. And I can see that actually I manifested that by getting back into my head and falling into fear. And also, honestly, it could have manifested even without anything that I did wrong. You know, it could just happen. It has nothing to do with you. And that's why you need to learn how to ground yourself. That's just my opinion. And unless you do that, you're going to have problems in your life. And you're always going to have problems, no matter what. There's going to be problems, there's going to be challenges. But the question is, what kind of problems and challenges do you want to invite into your life? Do you want high quality challenges in your life? Do you want high quality problems in your life? Or do you want low level poverty consciousness problems that are causing you issues that are not in alignment with what you want? Because you're going to have challenges no matter what. But don't you want those challenges to actually be in alignment with what you want? That actually you don't even see those challenges as challenges anymore. You just see them as opportunities to go towards what you want. Because for me, the more that I'm getting closer towards what I want, I experience more adversity and more challenge. And that seemingly goes against what I want. That's what always happens. But to me, I've trained myself to use that as fuel to go in the direction that I want. And that's what I think people are lacking in society. That's the mindset that I think people are lacking in society. They expect everything to be handed to them. They expect everything to be, handed to them on a silver platter. And that's fine. I do believe that magic exists. I do believe that miracles do exist and that things can happen in a way that are totally out of our control in terms of the ego, that can just happen in a magical way. But you've got to meet the universe halfway. You've got to take responsibility. You have to make intentions. You have to make sacrifices. You have to go in the direction of what you want until it manifests. And I said until it manifests, with a specific purpose, because it's going to manifest. It's going to happen. It's not going to happen. You don't even have space in your consciousness for, oh, it might not happen. You say, you know what? This opportunity is going to manifest. What I want, even though it seems like a challenge and everybody else is telling me that it's not an opportunity. You see it as an opportunity. You see it as an opportunity to create something more. That's the mentality that you want to start to step in if you want to create what you want. Make those wise and counterintuitive moves. For me personally, I like to think of it as like, sometimes I'm like a spirit, like warrior. I'm like a spiritual, like warrior, alchemist, magician that just like goes against all the adversities and creates what I want anyways. It's like, it's a game. Like all these challenges in your life, you can stop seeing them as like, oh, I'm this ego, I'm this victim, me, why is it happening to me? Expand your awareness and life becomes fun. And that's the fulfillment, that's the joy, that's the passion. It's actually in the alchemization, in the magic, in the creation of what you want. That is where the fun is. The fun is not necessarily in manifesting what you want, because think about it like this. If you manifest what you want and you're there and you can't even receive it fully and you're just afraid of losing it, is that what you actually want? Like, is that what you want? I'd much rather not have the money that I want, be in passion, enjoy, and bliss on the way to get the money that I want, and be in that state, than have everything that I want, not be in the consciousness to even receive it fully, and be afraid of losing and then lose it. I'd much rather have that. Because by the time I do manifest the money from that level of groundedness in my being, I'm going to actually be able to receive it fully and actually sustain it. And that's something that I think people need to start to build. And that's what I'm building right now, is sustainability. It's something that can last long term. Something that can actually be a part of who you are. Not to create a business that's going against who you are and who you naturally are and what you want to do and the way that you are. And you have to like be something that you're not. Not that there's anything that's not you. It's all really authentic at the end of the day, because whatever you choose to be, you'll become that, and then that's you. And that's authenticity, in my opinion, is honoring the fact that you're a transformative being that can become what you want. But honestly, I do also believe that there's a destiny that we all have in some direction, and that our soul always wants something, no matter what our ego wants. No matter what we think we want, our soul and heart wants something else. And when we honor what our soul and heart wants, circumstances may not always seem like they're working for you. The outside world may not always seem like it's supporting you, but you know that it's supporting you because you're going to make that wise and counterintuitive move, and you're going to learn to trust yourself and be a creator regardless of the circumstances, and you're going to be a wise magician that makes those counterintuitive moves, and you're going to be a creator of your reality once again. And with that, I conclude this video. Once again, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. It's also going to be in the comments of this video as well. Once again, I do have extremely limited spots available for coaching, so if you do want to be a part of my coaching program, be sure to apply as soon as possible. If this video was supportive for you in any way, leave a comment down below sharing what your experience was and what your thoughts are. I would love to hear what you have to say, and I read every single comment. Also, please hit that like button for me so that more people can get access to this content, because I do believe that actually every single person on this planet does deserve to know that they are actually divine creators of their reality, and that actually they can manifest their reality and do so in the most effortless and easeful way possible, helping themselves and helping others in the process as well. And hitting that like button to help the YouTube algorithm push the videos out to more people, and that would be greatly appreciated. As always, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.